Chunk loading has always been this sort of iffy, unsure type of thing, but now as this one snapshot, there's been a huge change to do with chunk loading, such as the fact that if you were to throw, say, like an ender pearl into, say, like an unloaded chunk, that chunk will actually load in. So, say I throw it all the way over there, I think 12 chunks is way too far for me to actually get a good throw. Probably, but if we have the chunk distance or ender distance low just far enough, then what will actually happen is when that ender pearl is thrown, that chunk will actually be loaded with that ender pearl still flying through the air. Meaning, if you have like, I don't know, a farm, or say you have like an ender pearl stasis chamber or something like that, then let's say for instance we have like a huge farm we're just setting up around here, then if we were to actually set up, say, a stasis chamber literally right next to it, so long as that player is actually online and so long as that player is actually having that ender pearl inside of that one stasis chamber, then that farm will always load. So if I get this aimed just right, then yeah, so long as that ender pearl is right there, that farm will still be loaded in. Even if I go hundreds upon hundreds of blocks away, that chunk will still be loaded in, which might beg the question as to how many chunks can you actually load in with this one thing, because you could possibly load in an infinite amount. If you know what you're doing, you could probably load in an infinite amount of chunks if you really want to, which I don't know if that's the best thing in the world, especially for those who have like maybe not the best type of software or hardware for Java Edition. But in the case you want to do like one or two of these things around the place, then you can actually do it now. You can actually have infinitely growing farms even though you're not there. You could also do it in the case that if you were, say, like, traveling from one dimension to the other, then if you were to throw an ender pearl through a nether portal, that ender pearl, when it lands, will transport you to the nether. So, say we throw that there, and we're in the nether. We are literally in the nether. This is such a big change, such a cool change, such an unexpected change, but one that literally makes so much sense for so many different reasons. I mean, how long have we wanted something like this? Maybe not something exactly like this, because, you know, we really can't expect something like this, but how long have we wanted to try loading in other different types of chunks without having to set up things that spawn or set up other different types of things like that? Long time. Very long time. And now we have a brand new and very easy way in actually doing it now in the case you're in Java Edition. But actually, now this kind of gets me curious. What if you were to throw like an ender pearl into another portal, and then that ender pearl will go through another nether portal? What will happen then? What will happen then? There's only really one way in finding out. But okay, let's say we throw it here, then will that actually... Yo! That is so cool. That is... honestly, that's awesome. That is so incredibly awesome. You saw that go right through the portal. We're not seeing it there. And then it goes right through it and lands us right here through that one portal. Meaning, interdimensional travel, getting you hundreds upon hundreds of blocks in like one single direction is probably possible, because if you were to chain up, say, nether portals, like from one to the other, to the other, to the other, on and on and on and on and on, you could probably go an incredibly long and far distance in a matter of like seconds. Literally a matter of seconds. If you do it right. I don't know why you didn't do it that time, but if you do it right, if you line up everything perfectly, if you line up your throw perfectly, then again, you could go such a long distance in a matter of like instantaneous. This honestly, again, this is such a welcome and cool change. I love it. I absolutely love it. I'm worried that it might be a bit much for some devices, but I think, in general, this is such an awesome and welcome change, and I can't wait to see what people do with this. Also, alongside the ender pearl change, we did get a brand new preview with a whole bunch of changes to the creative inventory stuff, and I unfortunately don't have it yet, but from the sounds of things, it is going to make some major changes to how the creative inventory actually works, which makes it way easier to actually find things or other different types of things like that, which I think in the end, considering the fact that now we're having like these smaller update drops, the fact that we're getting this alongside bundles presumably is a pretty welcome change. A really welcome change, all things considered. But yeah, let me know what you think of these changes down below. But for now, thanks for watching, and I'll see you all later.